everybody, thanks for checking out Armor Tips Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about the Palmetto State Armory KS-47 rifle. Today I'm going to be reviewing the core essentials tactical gun belt. It has an adjustable seat belt. This can raise up or come down. Okay, so first things first, I have checked this a few times. Magazine's empty, chamber's empty, weapons on safe, so it's clear. I have checked that. The other thing is that this was sent to me for review from Palmetto State Armory themselves directly. And then they gave me the option, if I like it, if I want to keep it, I can pay for it, which I did end up doing. So this is my rifle. It's the same one that I tested for this video. I decided to buy it, so I'm keeping it. So thank you to Palmetto State Armory for sending this out to me for review, to kind of give it a chance and see how I like it, and then give me the option to buy it. So that is much appreciated. So one little secret that some of you may not know, a lot of you may, but some may not. If you're gonna buy a whole AR-15 from Palmetto State Armory, buy the upper and the lower as separate parts, rather than buying like the whole completed rifle. It's cheaper that way. Something to do with government licenses and fees, all that stuff. And I will post the direct links to the upper and lower that I bought in this video on my Facebook page, since I can't link it here on YouTube because of their policies. But I'll post it to my Facebook page. So if you guys want to see exactly what I got, I'll put those links down there directly in the description below. So for some of you who may not really know that much about this firearm, this is an AR-15 platform, which I feel is pretty obvious. And for some who may not know, it takes real AK-47 magazines. This is chambered in 7.62 by 39, which is like traditionally the AK-47 round. It takes actual AK magazines. I could take this magazine out of this gun and I could go put it in like a genuine AK-47 platform, and it would feed between the two perfectly. So that was kind of cool. That's a little bit different. It does not take, you know, there are some like 7.62 by 39 AR builds out there, like this one, my Kami gun. It takes AR-15 style magazines, but it looks a little goofy, right? Because you have the magwell is a little more straighter and kind of comes down more. It has to have a more straight magazine top, and then it can kind of curve out. And some people have issues with reliability with these kind of magazines because it doesn't curve to the tapered rounds of the 7.62 by 39 naturally. I typically don't really have that many issues with mine with this build right here, but everybody's different, right? That one runs pretty dang well. So anyway, this one is different in the sense that it takes actual AK-47 magazines, which I thought was really cool. So this one that I got came with a 16-inch barrel with a carbine length gas system. It's got a kind of a lightweight M-lock upper receiver. The upper also came with the very basic charging handle. One of the Palmetto State Armory KS-47 bolt carrier groups here. So it all kind of comes together and fits really well. And the barrel and the handguard are nitrided, which I always kind of like to look for in an AR-15 build. I'm kind of a fan of the nitrided stuff. And you can see the handguard is pretty thin. I mean, I can wrap my hand all the way around it, have a good, nice grip on the handguard. So I really like that too. Not good if you're gonna run a suppressor underneath it, but if you just want like a really nice fitting handguard, it's really nice for that. Like I said, it's lightweight. There's a lot of cuts out of this to just let it vent really well, reduce a lot of the weight. It looks like a very nice handguard, very lightweight, and still feels incredibly sturdy, just like any other aluminum handguard. And it does have the traditional 5/8 by 34 thread pattern on there if you want to throw a muzzle brake or a suppressor, something like that on there. The barrel has a 1 in 10 twist rate, and then the feed ramp in here is one of those like one kind of large opening feed ramps. I'll try to get a nice close-up and roll it over in the video for you, so you can see that it's not like a traditional AR-15 where the feed ramps are kind of like two little ramps. It's just one giant feed ramp, and that's supposed to help increase reliability for this cartridge, for this build. And it's gonna be kind of hard to show you guys in video, so I'll probably have to do another picture and roll it over for you. But in here, inside the mag well, there is some metal over insertion tabs, so that your magazine doesn't get damaged with the bolt going back and forth or inserting the magazine just too far in. It kind of keeps that right where it needs to be to lock in, but be reliable and like within a good spec. And it does take a traditional AR-15 forward assist assembly, dust cover assembly, charging handle, and safety switch on there. So those, anything that you can throw into a regular AR-15, you can put in this. One thing to note, this upper receiver does not work with a standard AR-15 lower. They are kind of proprietary. They are not meant to work interchangeably with like mil-spec regular run-of-the-mill AR-15s. So don't buy this upper thinking you can just slap it onto your, normal AR-15 lower. It's not going to work. So Palmetto State Armory advertises that it works with most, standard AK-47 magazines, which from most of my testing was true. So this magazine here, this is a Magpul AK-47 magazine. Goes in pretty tight. I didn't have any reliability issues. It ran great for me. No problems there for me. This magazine, however, this is a Tapco Intrafuse, I think, 20 round magazine. I got it at my local gun store. I know Tapco is not really highly regarded in most of the community, but I just wanted to try it. It was local, it was easy to get. It was fairly cheap. I just wanted to try it. It does not lock in. It just, that lock for the magazine will not engage with this particular magazine. I tried probably almost 100 times. It just won't lock. That magazine's worthless for this gun. At least this particular one and that particular magazine. Another one I tried, this is my dad's SKS magazine. I don't know a ton about SKSs and AK-47s, but I believe old SKSs used to use actual AK-47 magazines, and then they got changed probably because of some stupid importation law. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but my dad has a Chinese SKS, and this is a magazine that fits in it. So I asked him to bring it over to see if it would fit, and it does. It's locked in. I don't think I've actually tested this firing because I didn't have it when I took this out to shoot, so I can't speak on the reliability of it, but it does lock. It's very tight, there's no wobble. It's a very tight magazine in there. This is another metal magazine. This is a KCI, Korean-made magazine. It fits in, locks, but it's got some wobble. But I don't remember having any issues when I use this magazine. The only thing that sucks with this magazine is, I don't know if you guys can see on the back here, there's like this kind of thin piece of metal, kind of like a little rib. And when you're holding it and you're like trying to load the magazine and stuff, it's not like a huge deal, but it kind of just like irritates your hand. Like it kind of pisses you off a little bit. So it'd be a really good magazine if you want a metal magazine. That part kind of sucks though. So that was the KCI 30 round magazine. This one is a like a polymer Polish one. I need to look it up actually. So this one is a Gen 3 Polish 30 round AK-47 waffle pattern magazine, black Lexan by Pioneer Arms. It was $5 from Classic Firearms. They're having a sale on it, so I picked it up. So that's what that one is. And it works pretty well. It locks in nice and tight. There's like no wobble. Really the only one that wobbles is that KCI magazine that fits. So I tried 5 different magazines and 4 of the 5 fit. The one that didn't fit was a Tapco Intrafuse 20 round magazine. Tapco is not exactly known for its like high quality, so say that what you will, to each their own. It didn't fit in that particular magazine, didn't fit in this particular gun. But overall, a really good feeling upper assembly. Everything came assembled really nice and tight, no wobbles. Feels very, very high quality. It's about $350 at the time I'm making this video from Palmetto State Armory directly, plus maybe some shipping and taxes. But overall, not a bad price for something that runs reliably. Oh, and the red dot is just like a cheap kind of Amazon red dot I'm kind of doing a review on. I threw it on there, it worked fine, but that does not come with the upper. It doesn't come with the rifle at all. A magazine does not come with this either, so make sure you pick up some AK-47 magazines if you don't have some already. The lower comes with just like a traditional, standard Magpul MOE stock, MOE pistol grip, mil spec buffer tube, castle nut, enhanced like polished trigger. When I took it out shooting, it seemed accurate enough. I just used this cheap red dot. I got zeroed in relatively close, not perfectly. I was hitting a 18 by 12 steel plate, like 120 yards, standing, unsupported. And I was able to hit it fairly consistently, not record-breaking shots or anything like that, but it seemed to do its part. So overall, I was happy with its accuracy. The lower assembly without the magazine, at the time of this video for this particular build with the Magpul stuff, was about $200 when I'm recording this. So again, I'll post links to the exact upper and lower that I bought on my Facebook page, so go to the description below, go to my Facebook, and you'll see the post there. Okay, so with all of that being said, I did have kind of a somewhat major issue with this when I took it to the range. After about around 100 rounds, I don't know exactly what the round count was, the rifle started burst firing a little bit. The first time or two it happened, I thought like I kind of accidentally bump fired it a little bit. I thought maybe I just found that sweet spot where I had just enough pressure to pull the trigger and have it fire, and then my finger bounced off, and like I don't know, I thought somehow I accidentally bump fired. The trigger pin had walked a little bit, and just this side had dropped just slightly. So anyway, when that was happening, I stopped firing it, took it home, asked my buddy. He told me to look at that, and sure enough, the trigger pin had walked out a little bit. So I put the trigger pin back in, went up the next weekend and took it out, and I kept an eye on it, and I put another 120 rounds through it, and it didn't move at all. Not a single, not in the slightest that I could tell. And it's in there nice and tight, so I genuinely don't know what happened. I haven't modified, I didn't put in a different trigger group, I didn't drive the pins out for any reason. I shot this thing bone stock except for the red dot and the magazines that I got. I don't know why the trigger pin would have been out like that. So it was kind of an odd situation, but it's been solid ever since. It was very reliable after that, so I kind of chalk it up just kind of being a fluke, and I don't think it's going to be a common issue. I did ask my contact at PSA if that was something they heard of before. They said no. Maybe true, maybe not be true. I don't know. I would think that if they had heard something, they would have mentioned it. They would have confirmed they had. In all honesty, I think they would have said something to me. So I think it was just a weird situation, and I haven't had an issue since. I'll keep an eye on it as I shoot. I may put on, I have some anti-walk trigger pins that I got from Tac Pack. So I may just throw those in there just to be safe. But I do kind of want to shoot it a little bit longer without the anti-walk pins to see if it happens again. I don't think it will though. I'll probably put a muzzle brake on, a better red dot, maybe some flip up sights. I don't know, a couple of things maybe, but overall I'm going to leave it pretty much how it is for the most part. So with all that being said, with those issues, I still chose to buy the rifle, and I'm going to keep it. I like it enough that to me was, once I figured out it was a very minor fix, a very minor issue, I wasn't that concerned about it. So take that for what you will. For some people will feel differently about that, that's fine. This is just me, how I feel about it. Palmetto State Armory did not ask me to give a good review. They didn't pay me. I bought this rifle. I paid money for this. So yeah, take that for what you will. Overall, I like it. I think it's a good rifle, and I think if you guys are looking at buying it, I would say it'll be a good buy. Just watch that trigger pin for the first 100 rounds or so, just to make sure. But again, I think that was a one-time deal. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Comment down below, message me on Facebook. That's probably the best way, is Facebook. I'm a lot more responsive on there. I'll have links to all this stuff and some of my other gear down in the description below if you want to go check those out. If you haven't subscribed already and you want to see future videos, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm going to be doing some Facebook exclusive giveaways, so go to the Facebook, like that if you want to kind of see those. Things are a little crazy right now with the holidays and work and stuff, but I do plan on doing some Facebook exclusive giveaways, so go check that out if you want to join in on that. So anyway, I think that's it, guys. Thanks for watching and take care.